rotation-wise, it has been tough para sa kanila. Although the effort is there always has been allowable open looks by this Pasig City defense, and oftentimes it ends up with Ives Sazon. At here, maganda naging sagot ng Pasig City, trying to get 3 points the old-fashioned way, going to their main man, their captain, Chito Jaime.
Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, Head of Security, Rony Distrito, Head of Operations, Emer Oreta, traveling all the way to Pangasinan again. Chito Jaime, bonus free throw, another miss.
Free throws have been a huge problem in this game para sa tropang Pasig. 13 out of 24, that's below 55% from the charity stripe.
The double cross, Canido fails to finish. Got in, pushing it, nice pass to Jacob Galicia, who puts it up and in. 7 points here in the third period for a total of 13 markers for Jacob Galicia.
Gadin playing with pace is a big help para sa Pasig City. This enables them opportunities to score without too much time off of the game clock.
Kulong with that patented one-hander, 59-41. An 18-point bubble by the Bataan Risers. Jerome Garcia thought about that long three, steps back from downtown, no good. Sazon with the rebound, grabs it, goes. The crossover, eluding Gadin, but too strong on that layup attempt. Jamil Gabawan snares down the offensive board and scores.
Just the right amount of English on that reverse. That time, Bataan overpowering Pasig City on the offensive glass.
Nimes tries a free. No go. Gabawan clears it for Bataan.
Last 2 possessions down para dito sa Pasig City. Not a lot of movement offensively para sa kanila. That let Bataan off the hook easily defensively.
Oh, Robbie Darang with that slight hezzy, freezing Chito Jaime and able to lay it up and in.
They're just playing around here with the defense of Pasig City. Talking about Bataan, they're having their way.
You've got to credit Bataan. They came out with the right mindset, executed their game plan to a T, and they've made life uncomfortable para dito sa Pasig City. Jacob Galicia can't hit that one-hander. Hubert Cani will not force it. Goes back to Robbie Darang. Si Cani ulit may tangan ng bola. Silang dalawa ni Darang nagpapasahan dito. Darang up against Chito Jaime. Will step back for 3. Off target. The rebound ending up with Jerome Garcia. Garcia, his pocket got picked by Robbie Darang, setting up Ives Sazon. That 3 will bounce out though. Jerome Garcia, nice pass. Galicia in stride, puts it in. 9 points for Jacob Galicia here in the third.
Credit to Jagars there for making the better decision, giving it to the higher percentage look inside to the cutting Jacob Galicia.
Robbie Darang, let's not forget, he missed almost 2 months because of that injury. And Bataan was just so fortunate that Alfred Flores was already eligible to come in during that free agency and trade window. And he was able to quarterback nicely for Bataan. Fast break the game brought to you by Streamex Play on the go speakers. They can use it anywhere.
Again, that's a nice pass in transition coming from Jerome Garcia, finding the trailing Jacob Galicia. To comment on what you were saying about Alfred Flores holding the fort para sa Bataan in that point guard position, he really did an impressive job because he showed that despite him only being a young player here in this league, he played like a veteran and he was the leader that Bataan needed in that very crucial stretch.
Aljin Gadin. Warlo Batak is now in the ball game. Still scoreless though. Batak gives it back to Gadin. Chito Jaime will not connect on the 3. Warlo Batak skies. And the flip shot will work. First 2 points for Warlo Batak.
For Coach Aldrin Morante, that's good news para sa'yo. Kakapasok lang ulit. And he right away is able to get that ball, go through the net. That's a welcome sign for Pasig City.
18 puntos ang lamang. Gabawan. Oh man, everything is falling today for the Bataan Risers.
Kanina halos pantay lang yung field goal percentage ng parehong kupunan dito. But Bataan obviously having more attempts because of the offensive rebounds that they've had in this game. They've really dominated the glass. Pero dito sa third quarter, tumaas na ng husto yung porsyento nitong Bataan. They've been making their open looks and they've been making really good decisions with the basketball, hitting the open man and finding the guy that can make the shot.
65-45. Hilatan. Pinasa kay Warlo Batak. Susugod si Warlo. And back-to-back baskets for the youngster.
This is just how Pasig City should do it. Try not to go for those home run hits. Still run your offense, try to execute to the best of your ability and see where the defense commits mistakes. That's where you hit them.
Kailangan nilang tiyagain eh. Tutoy Ramirez. Pass to Red William Bing. Jump shot from 3. No. Offensive rebound again for Bataan coming into play. Chris Xavier. Turnaround jumper. It will roll out. Another offensive board. Gabawan. That time, the steal from Pasig. Chito Jaime able to use his size advantage and score over Tutoy Ramirez.
There's a little run being made here by Pasig City. Coach Mactan, he's not happy with this, allowing the guys in blue a leeway of opportunity here to make some momentum on their side. Sabi ko nga kanina, they cannot afford Pasig City to get back in this game because this is what possibly could happen.
Nagbabalik po ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League in its 7th season, and reintroduce the play-in tournament, the first of its kind here in Philippine basketball. Fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Kasulukuyang malaki, tared ang lamang dito ng Bataan. 16 points ahead of Pasig City, 65-49. Muli po Ken Panglinan with Javi Palanya. We have Mika Abisamis, our courtside reporter. Later on, we'll have Ilagan Isabela versus Pangasinan. And our main attraction here in Rosales. Chris Javier, he's got it going today. Chris Javier, almost a double-double.
I came into the venue seeing the Bataan team warming up, and I could see on the face of Chris how locked in and ready he was in preparing for this game. He's gone through some tough times this season. It hasn't really been good for him at some moments, but you could see that Chris Javier is still one of the most serviceable big men that we have here in the MPBL. Very fundamentally sound. He can give you multiple things on the court. It's not just his scoring, but it's also his ability to see the whole floor as a passer, but also the ability to grab rebounds and be that physical presence in the middle para sa kanyang kupunan. I love how he's trying to calm himself down, and his other teammates are also trying to tell him na, teka lang, kailangan ka namin dito. Calm yourself down. Kung yung mga pito hindi pumapanig sa'yo, okay lang yan. Just go through and focus on the next play. We're up by 19 points right now.
A minute and 36 seconds left here in the third. Baseline inbound for the guys in white. Tutoy Ramirez to a cutting Jamil Gabawan. Counted plus the foul.
Halos lahat ng maipasok ng coaching staff ng Bataan dito, maganda ang pinapakita. And they're doing it within the flow of the offense, Ken. You see here, this baseline inbounds play beautifully run at fake by Chris Javier, enabling a space for Jamil Gabawan to cut through the middle. Good recognition by the inbound passer to hit Jamil Gabawan on the cut.
The efficiency of the charts for Bataan. 10 of 31 from beyond the arc, shooting 45% overall from the field. And like you said, most of the baskets they've had come within the flow of their offense. 19 assists.
These guys are really big on execution. Nakita mo naman yung coaching staff na meron dito ng Bataan. Lots of very notable coaching personalities on this team that help ensure the efficiency and execution of Bataan. We saw it in the numbers right before the game. Number 8 ang Bataan in terms of scoring, and mataas ang kanilang porsyento in 2-point field goals and 3-point field goals. And big reason is because maganda yung tinatakbo nila sa offense. Everybody knows what to do and everybody is on the same page.
Batak lays it in. 6 points, all coming here in the third. 71-51. Bataan, they were already here yesterday. It just goes to show you the commitment they have to prepare. And these coaches, talagang nagpupuyat yung mga yan, no? Just to come up with a right game plan each and every game. Now they have a chance to make some noise here in the play-in tournament. This free throw of the game brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Si Tutoy na ipasok ang kanyang unang free throw. Very deep rotation for Bataan. But the players have locked in as well. Tutoy hitting both.
You could see by the way the players are conducting themselves on the court that the coaches really did a wonderful job of priming themselves up for this game. Nakita mong nasa tamang pag-iisip sila, the right mindset to prepare for this game. And even by the way that they've been able to maintain their performances, it's impressive.
You can't help but notice the demeanor that they have.
Yes.
Alex Corpus continues to pile up the points. He scores and got fouled as well.
And again, I'd like to repeat, no, that they still cannot relax despite this 20-point lead because Pasig City will just keep coming and coming at them. They're gonna try their best and they're gonna fight till the end. Kaya kailangan Bataan should continue to give their 110% in this game up to the final buzzer because you never know how Pasig can light it up and suddenly start a huge run.
Felix Corpus is the lone guy shooting at an efficient clip from the free throw line. 6 out of 7. 1 second differential between shot and game clock for Bataan. Hubert using that Mitchell minus pick. Ramirez baseline drive.
A wonderful shot to end the quarter. So calm and collected in preparing himself for that basket. Talking about Hubert Cani, that was really unnecessary coming from Jesky Latan. And what Tutoy Ramirez did was just try to stand up for his teammate there. And then Mark Montuano also joining in. Look at Coach Mactan trying to tell Mitchell Minus, "Ka na makigulo dyan."
Very intense si Coach Mac. He was in the face of Mitchell Minus.
I'm very sure that, you know, their coaching staff, they know the importance of each and every player para sa kanilang kupunan, lalo-lalo na if they are gonna go far and enter the playoffs. They need everybody on deck.
Highlights of the game brought to you by Sit Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Yeah, Despite Pasig City making some runs in that third quarter, Bataan still able to stave them off with some timely baskets from their big men. Chris Javier continues to be a great source of offensive production in this game, while Jamil Gabaon, he's doing it all as per usual.
75-54 sa pagpasok ng fourth. Bataan with a 21-point lead.
Technical foul on Pasig City number 5, Jeskilatan, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on one Bataan Risers number 18, Tutoy Ramirez, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on one Bataan Risers number 45, Mitchell Mines, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on Pasig City number 10, Mark Montuano, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on Chris Javier for unsportsmanlike behavior. Fourth foul on Chris Javier.
Okay. So 5 total technical fouls. 2 from Pasig, 3 from Bataan. So 1 each from Mark Montuano and Jeskilatan. And then Tutu Ramirez, Mitchell Mines, and Chris Javier for Bataan, each tagged with the technical foul as well.
And that's why Pasig will have 1 technical free throw. The other 2 canceled themselves out. That's why Pasig City was awarded 1 dahil dun sa isang technical na sumobra. But free throws continue to be a problem para sa Pasig. Corpus missing on that technical free throw that could have trimmed the lead just to 20. Heading into this fourth quarter, Bataan will get the first possession here.
By Bataan late in that second period.
First possession here para sa Bataan Risers, and Pasig City forcing them into a baseline out of bounds here with 11 on the shot clock. You see there the quarter scoring on your screens. Bataan and Pasig City fighting off to a 24-all deadlock in that third period. But that second quarter was really big para sa Bataan, and that's why they still enter this fourth quarter ahead big time.
Only 4 seconds left sa shot clock nitong One Bataan Risers. Hubert Cani at the corner. 2 seconds left. Can't connect on the free. Mitchell Baines skies in and grabs the offensive rebound. Sets his feet, but can't get that free to fall.
Bataan has collected 14 offensive rebounds in this game and have truly dominated the second chance points department, 14-9.
Algin Gadin with Mark Bontuano, Felix Torpos, Chito Jaime, and Warlo Batak. Ramirez intercepts the pass. Sazon will not force it. Guarded by Warlo Batak. Sazon rises for a fifth three-pointer from Ives Sazon.
You cannot go under against a scorer as deadly as Ives Sazon. Or Batak had to pay for that by seeing Sazon burn the nets once again with a 3.
Lead has ballooned to 24 points. Chito Jaime with a face-up jumper. Chito Jaime with 12 points and 5 rebounds. Octobre. Backdoor to Ives Sazon. And a foul will be whistled against Warlo Batak. But I think they'll have a coach's challenge here. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
So you cannot afford Ives Sazon that type of space, especially when he's hit a number of 3-point shots already in this game. You allow him to step into that shot and load up. That's just an easy look para kay Ives Sazon.
Malalaman natin yung resulta ng challenge ng Pasig sa ating pagbabalik.
After the review, the Pasig City's challenge was successful. There was no foul resulting in a
There was a good reason why Warlo Batak implored Coach Aldrin Morante to challenge that last call. Apparently no foul in this play.
Yeah, he got all ball there. Good call. He really was adamant that there was no foul on that play.
78-56. 22-point bubble for Bataan. Batak. Face-up jumper again by Chito Jaime. Pretty much automatic.
Back-to-back hits practically from the same spot there. Galing kay Chito Jaime. The question for Pasig right now is, can you generate some consecutive stops?
Ramirez lays it in. And a bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled as well.
Siguro nanlaki rin yung mata niya. Nakita niya si Gadit kakapasok lang. Aside from the fact that he's a former teammate, siyempre, fresh off the bench pa, malamig pa ang legs nito ni Gadin. Made the right decision right there to go downhill. But here, Chito Jaime, hand in the face, no problem. He got back-to-back baskets from that same spot, halos.
Free throw ni Tutoy. Sablay. Rebound nakuha ni Warlo Batak. Jaime this time from beyond the arc. Knocks that one down.
This possibly could be deja vu happening here between these two teams. This is exactly what transpired nung game nila in the regular season last May. Chito Jaime catching fire. But ito yung hindi nangyari masyado that time in the fourth quarter. Bataan could not really get a lot of baskets to answer yung mga tira nun ni Chito Jaime. And that's why they've been able to maintain this lead and keep Pasig City at bay.
That's it, Sazon's third foul.
Chito Jaime, 19 markers.
Replacing Lubercani. That is the 14th
Lubercani is replaced by Robbie Darang. Warlo Batak. Bit of a struggle here. Did not score in the first 2 quarters. 6 points in the third. His first basket here in the 4th period. No, he has chipped in nicely again. 7 rebounds and 4 assists.
Kumalma na siya dito sa second half. At those first 2 quarters, you could really see from his body language and the way that he looked. Yung mukha niya, alam mong talagang may halong kaba at saka gigil eh.
Yeah.
And that's not a good combination to have.
Oh man, Ives Sazon torching the Nets. 6th triple of the ball game. Has a total of 20 points.
Yeah, really taking a lot from one of his assistant coaches in El Granada, Gary David. He has hit a number of threes in this game. That's 6 triples right now sa laro na to para kay Ives Sazon. This time, Corpus electing to go over and fight that handoff that turned into the screen. Kaya lang wala rin naman nag-show dun that allowed Ives the space for a proper attempt on that 3-point shot.
Felix Corpus back at the free throw line. 3 minutes gone by in the 4th period. Corpus has had a lot of free throw attempts. Knocks the first one down here. Two for 2.
He's the only guy who's shooting above 70% from the free throw line sa laro na to para sa Pasig City.
Darang will set the table for Bataan. Again, the winner here will face off against the loser of the game later on between Ilagan, Isabela, and Pangasinan. Inside, Mitchell Maines forcing his way in, and it's an offensive foul against Maines.
It hasn't really been a very pretty game for Mitchell Maines, no, sa laro na to. 7 points, but he's committed some errors in this game. Thankfully, para sa Bataan, all of the other guys have stepped in and chipped in with their respective productions. You've got 3 guys in double figures and 5 guys with at least 7 points.
Maines will drive to the right. Got past Felix Corpus. Met by a secondary defender. And he was able to force a foul against Pasig City.
Corpus, again, telling Coach Aldrin Morante that they got all ball. Just like how Warlo Batak was able to block the shot earlier from a Bataan riser.
Second challenge request from Coach Aldrin Morante. 6 minutes and 24 seconds left. 21-point lead for Bataan. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
Upon review, the Pasig City's challenge was successful. There was no foul. Retained possession by one Bataan Risers.
Back-to-back successful challenges by Pasig City. Yeah.
All ball, definitely. Kitang-kita doon. Nice slap there by Corpus. Could have been a traveling violation. Instead, Bataan still gets to keep the basketball here.
Yambing, pinasa palabas kay Dom Vera. Vera will pull up a three and knock that one down.
Even the guys from the end of the bench also putting in their respective contributions in this game. Vera has barely played in this game at kakapasok niya lang ulit.
Bataan is 14 out of 38 from beyond the arc.
That's the same amount of threes that Pasig City hit against the Risers during the regular season matchup.
So giving them an own dose of their medicine, but a steal, Algin Gadin going right at Robbie Darab and lays it up and in.
Great basket, impressive finish, but I'm not really a fan of celebrating shots like that when you're down by 22 points. But okay, I mean, it is what it is. Kanya-kanya naman yan.
Sabi nga ni Luka, mas madali daw mag-trash talk pag lamang ka eh. Pero ibang kaso to eh.
Hindi sila yung lamang ken eh.
Saka malaki yung lamang.
Yun na nga eh.
At looks like the torch already snuffed out of Pasig here. Bataan just continues to sizzle. Layup by JL Capulong. And we're now past the halfway point of the fourth period. Bataan in cruise control, up by 24.
It's a 24-point lead, but
Vives Sazon, just his second game here in the season of at least 20 points. But it came at the right time para dito sa One Bataan Risers.
gaya nga na sinabi ko at the top of our coverage, Ken, the numbers may not really be as impressive, 10.5 points per game this year. But in a game like this, maasahan at maasahan mo si Ives.
And for more, let's go to Mika.
Ives Sazon is feeling it as one of the three-point kings of this league in the first few seasons. He has admitted that there are so many more shooters now in different positions, lalo na with the available skills coaches nowadays, no? Pati daw mga big man, kasali na yung tres nila sa mga plays. So he has actually evolved into developing other skills to be effective. But pag talaga daw kasing nasisimulan na, hindi na mapigilan ang mga kamay niya. Tonight with 6, I believe, Ives will continue to prove his relevance to this Bataan team and to the league. He literally calls his second home since it started. Ken Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You know, with Ives, he may try to bring in other facets to his game, Javi. We've seen that in spurts, but he'll always go back to his gunslinging ways, and that's exactly what he did today against Pasig City.
6 out of 11 from the outside, 7 out of 16 in total from the field. That's 43% from the field and 54% from the outside, way above his season averages in both departments sa laro na to. And that's just a testament to how reliable Ives Sazon is in games like these.
Kapulong pads up the lead. 25 points ang lamang ng Bataan. 4:22 left here in the fourth quarter. Doors slowly closing in on the playoff hopes of Pasig City. Aaron Morante can't bank in that three. And Bataan, unless Pasig will provide a miraculous comeback here, will move on and face the loser of Ilagan Isabela and Pangasinan. And judging from how those two matchups went, it's gonna be a barn burner. You saw Bataan just lose out to Ilagan Isabela at home, but we also saw the emergence of Mitchell Maines in that game. You remember that Julius Irving-like reverse, he did that in that particular game. And then early in the season, they went up against Pangasinan in this very same floor. But whoever comes out as the loser there, they're gonna be in a tough matchup against Bataan in the next days to come, Javi.
Dahil pwede mo nga sabihin, Ken, itong Bataan, in a long season like this, they may be peaking at the right time.
Fast Player the Game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners.
Sabihin mo nang nahuli, ayun na nga yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Yung celebration ni Gadin, despite being down by 22 points.
Gutom lang siguro.
Well, it has been a tough game para sa kanila. Despite being undermanned, ang ganda pa rin ang pinakita nila. You could still see the effort that they showed. It's still very much admirable, especially from the coaching staff as well, to be able to figure out how this particular lineup could work. And it has for a lot of instances this season. They closed out this season strongly, winning 4 straight games.
Yeah.
Only to lose to Abra sa kanilang huling laro. That game against Abra, had it not been for that second quarter explosion by Enzo Serrano, they were actually ahead by 1 heading into the second quarter. Talagang makikita mo, kulang lang talaga sila sa pyesa dahil kulang lang talaga sila sa tao.
Galicia at the line. Makes good on the first free throw. But if you're going to tip your hat off para dito sa Pasig City, the season that Jacob Galicia had, because he's bounced around teams, Javi, played lesser roles. And here, with an undermanned roster, he has stepped up to the plate. And he does it in a way, Javi, that it's very unassuming, just does still the dirty work, but very efficient as well around the rim.
I think it happened in the right time para sa kanya. He's still in his prime. Batang-bata pa ito si Jacob Galicia. Just turned 30 years old. I get that's another basket para sa kanya. He's now up to 18 points in this game. And imagine, maybe if the opportunity didn't come in the past seasons, baka hindi pa kasi siya ready nung time na yun eh. But now, because of the experience that he's gained, because of playing for teams like Caloocan, playing with such great big men in Gabby Espinas, Real Cervantes, and the like, maybe those opportunities in the past just prepared him for this setup with Pasig City, wherein he became one of the main men of this squad and show the other guys in the league that despite being undersized, I too could be a force to reckon with at the 4th spot.
Robbie Darang will shoot 2 free throws. Man, Bataan, when they're on point, they're really tough to beat. Shooting above 80% from the line, 35% from beyond the arc, as the Pangasinan Heatwaves await as they try to make up for that tough loss just the other day in this very same building.
Well, tough might be an understatement for that loss.
Pasig City did not participate in the MPBL last season. Prior to that, had back-to-back playoff appearances led by Ryan Costello, Kenny Roacorva, who emerged in the shadows, initially played for Pasig. And that's also a part of who they are, Javi, producing yung mga talents na hindi mo malaman saan nanggaling. Roacorva was certainly a part of that, and now it's Warlo Batak who seems to have a lot of untapped potential here in the MPBL.
Yeah, that's what Boss Buddy wants for this team. They may not be as resourceful as the other franchises here sa ating liga, but he's always gonna make sure that he comes up with a competitive squad. And this is a guy that's seen a lot of basketball throughout his life, has already become the PBA chairman many years as the owner of the Santa Lucia Realtors in the PBA. At kaya naman alam niya na kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin to form a competitive team, and he knows a good player when he sees one.
And I'm sure he's pretty proud of how Warlo Batak came out here Irvin Peña got rejected by Carl Bringas.
Sabi niya rin naman kanina during his interview with Mika at halftime, no matter the outcome of this game, he's very proud of how this team fought the entire season, and also gave a highlight to Coach Aldrin Morante of how he was able to still bring this team to 12 victories this season despite everything that happened.
And if there's one thing, Javi, that you like to see more of or i-improve, ito si Warlo Bata moving forward, ano yun?
Para sa akin, maybe it's the decision making and the ability to embrace the spotlight without sacrificing yung kanyang composure on the court. We saw that here in this game. May timeout ata ang Pasig City dito, but we saw that in this game earlier, how he was really figuring out how to deal with his nerves during the start of this game. We'll talk more about it later on.
The South Division Play-In Tournament will kick off on Saturday in Pola Gymnasium, doon po sa Pola Oriental, Mindoro. 4 p.m. game between Davao Occidental and Cebu. That's the 10th and 9th seeds, followed by this matchup between the number 7 seed, the Zamboanga Sikat Families Brand Sardines, going up against the Mindoro Tamaraos. Again, a look at Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Sir Roy Luarca, Rudy Distrito, and Emer Oreta. This one pretty much a done deal. 64 seconds left. And Bataan will live to fight another way. And again, just to reiterate, Zamboanga was supposed to have the home court advantage, but they gave way for Mindoro to host. So even though Mindoro's the number 8 seed, lower than Zamboanga, doon gaganapin yung mga laro on Saturday. And you're gonna be there, Javi. That's gonna be another compelling pair of matchups in the South Division this time.
No doubt about it. Oh, as you see, Van Peña making a 3 here in garbage time. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting pair of matches that we're going to have on Saturday in Pola, Davao, and Cebu. We know how that has slowly become a rivalry here in this league. And Cebu, they're going to want to grind that axe against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Many people were expecting Cebu because of the momentum that they had at that time during the regular season when they faced the Tigers to be able to get that victory. But the Tigers proving to be the more veteran team in that matchup, while Mindoro, they're gonna try to prove themselves once again against a very gritty and gutsy Zamboanga squad.
Mindoro gunning for their very first playoff appearance in the MPBL. But here in the North Division, unfortunately, the season comes to an end for Pasig City. But they fought valiantly, tooth and nail, in each and every game, despite being undermanned, despite a lot of things beyond their control. But the one Bataan Risers, they are rising at an opportune time here in the play-in tournament. And they will await the loser between Ilagan, Isabela, and Pangasinan. And this guy, multiple seasons of double figures in scoring. A rare part of the 2000 MPBL Point Club, Ives Sazon, our best player of the game.
One of the best scorers that this league has ever produced, Ives Sazon, despite the many slumps he's had throughout the entire season, rose to the occasion in this game. When it mattered the most, he showed up para sa Bataan Risers, helping them to have another game and have another chance at making the playoffs once again.
Our final score, 99 for the 1 Bataan Risers, 78 for Pasig City. Let's go courtside to Miss Mika Abisamis.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Ives. Parang napapanood namin kanina yung first and second season na Ives Sazon. Meron kang 6 na tres ngayong araw na to. Kumusta ka pagkatapos ng larong ito?
Siyempre masaya. Pinagandaan ko tong laro na to eh. Ayaw ko namin sayangin yung chance namin sa play-in. So yun, continue lang sa hard work para sa playoffs. Sana makapasok.
Pag-usapan mo, no, itong chance na to sa play-in, naaalala ko yung panahon sa season na to, napakahaba nun. Yung tuloy-tuloy yung talo nyo, no? Pero maraming nagbago, meron mga dumating na players, may mga dumating na coaches. Kumusta kayo? Kumusta yung nararamdaman mong chemistry kahit na ganito naka-late into the season?
Masaya, syempre, yung guidance ng management namin, lalo na si Boss Goody, sa Boss Luis, sa Attorney Gary. Hindi sila nawalan ng tiwala sa amin. So, sinuklihan namin ng kanilang effort sa amin.
Maraming salamat, Ives. Meron ka pa bang mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Papasalamat ko kay Boss Goody, kay Boss Luis, kay Attorney Gary, sa mga taga-Bataan, kamaya ko, sa family ko, sa nanay at tatay ko, sa mga kapatid ko, sa mga relatives ko, lola ko, mga tita ko, mga pinsan ko, sa wife ko, kay Dana, sa baby namin, kay Sia, kay Yvette, tsaka kay Dior. Yun lang.
Alright, maraming salamat. Magic hands from Ives Sazon, and of course, congratulations to the rest of the 1 Bataan Risers. Balik sa inyo, Ken and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Buhay pa ang 1 Bataan Risers dito sa North Division. Up next, the battle between the number 8 seed, the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys. They travel on the road and face off against the home team, 7th seed, the Pangasinan Heatwigs. Huwag kayong aalis, mga kaliga, dahil magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.